In the last video, I briefly mentioned the engine in my SKOT. It's a Tatra 928-14. There are variants of the 928 engine in use all over the world, mostly in commercial trucks such as the Tatra 148. I had to replace the original engine in my SKOT and sourced a replacement engine from a 148. Here you can see the two side by side. There's a lot in common and a lot of differences. The biggest difference is the dry sump versus wet sump. The 148 engine uses a wet sump, and you can see it sits considerably higher on the pallet here. The original SKOT uses a dry sump with the oil tank sat below the engine bay and the filler just inside the engine compartment behind the driver. I don't have many good photos from the engine swap, but you can just see the inlet, outlet and filler here. Most of the other visual differences are superficial. The inlet and exhaust arrangements are almost opposite, but they're a direct swap between the engines. The newer 148 engine has a slightly larger displacement at 12.6 litres versus the original 11.5. One other point I made in the last video was calling the engine air-cooled, which is mostly true, but I didn't mention the oil cooling mechanisms, which are very important. Immediately behind the driver's hatch is a cable-operated hatch for the oil radiator. To manage the oil temperature, the hatch has to be opened while driving, and the valve also opened to allow oil flow. It's just behind the co-pilot's chair. And just in case you're wondering how big these engines are, here's the empty engine bay of my SKOT with a human for scale. Anyway, that's all for today. If you've got any more questions or would like to see any more detail on my SKOT, do drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching.